Most parents who love cycling eventually hit that wall where they have to choose between their hobby and spending time with their little one. It is a classic dilemma, but this front-mounted seat tries to bridge that gap by putting the kid right in the middle of the action. Instead of having a toddler staring at the back of a jersey, they get a front-row view of the road, which honestly changes the whole dynamic of a family ride. It feels much more like a shared experience rather than just hauling cargo. The setup is a bit specific, so pay attention here. It relies on a mounting system that attaches to the stem bolts of an adult bike. You are looking for a spacing between 52 and 62 millimeters. If your bike falls into that range, the installation is actually pretty straightforward, but it is definitely worth grabbing a tape measure before you commit. Once it is locked in, the whole thing feels surprisingly solid. The plastic resin shell is tough enough to handle the occasional bump or a bit of rain, and it wipes down in seconds if things get messy, which they inevitably will. What stands out is the weight distribution. Because the seat sits right between the rider's arms, the bike stays balanced in a way that rear-mounted seats just cannot match. You do not get that weird swaying sensation when you stand up to pedal or take a sharp turn. The three-point harness is simple but effective, keeping the little passenger secure without being a nightmare to buckle. There is even this little plastic dashboard built into the front. It is a small touch, but it gives the child something to hold onto or play with, which keeps them occupied while you focus on the path ahead. Now, it is not perfect. The foot cups are adjustable, which is great for growing legs, but they can feel a little fiddly to get just right if you are in a hurry. Also, because the seat is mounted up front, you might find yourself pedaling with your knees slightly splayed out to avoid hitting the sides of the seat. It is not a deal breaker, but it does change your natural riding posture a bit. You get used to it after a few miles, but it is something to keep in mind if you are used to a very aggressive, narrow road bike setup. It is designed for kids roughly between 1 and 3 years old, or up to about 38 pounds. Once they hit that upper limit, you are definitely going to feel the extra weight on the steering, so keep that in mind as they grow. The padding is basic. Do not expect luxury memory foam here, but for the length of a typical neighborhood cruise, it does the job just fine. If you are looking for a way to get the kids involved in your cycling life without feeling like you are towing a trailer, this is a really clever, well-thought-out piece of gear. It turns a standard bike ride into a genuine family adventure, and for that alone, it is a solid pick for any parent who wants to keep the wheels turning.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.